Monday bakiwa na
mapenzi ndizo hali mapasa tulificha kwa kabati. Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. Tulimangamanga mpaka za maded I say. Lazima abuniwe tume. Lazima abuniwe tume. Oh. Sheria. Oh. Sheria. Sheria. Fuata. Sheria. Sheria. Oh, oh. Sheria. Yeah, yeah. Fuata. Sheria. 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 Oh, oh. Fuata. Sheria. Sheria. Pia wewe mwananchi, tabia zako ziko chini, unapenda kulipa hongo na kutumia njia za uongo, una mipango na hata watoto wa kando, haujui hata majina yao. Kura yako uliuza mainifigo, ukakulia hadi dini, kisha wasema tukuthamini, na wewe hapo hauaminiki, na wewe hapo haupangiki.
Wapi kidero when you need to slap somebody? Complain ufisadi kwani ulidhani t-shirt 50 bob leso siku ya campaign ilikuwa free? Ni 5 year loan investment utalipa king ya parliament. We are one, amani we are one na utumishi kwa wote, utu missing CCTV we were watching. Pressure insecurity na job opportunity ni kama mti ya kibiriti, side moja heavy. Usiniambie Kenya kuna umaskini, kwani hizi fat fingers zinaibia nane? Maskando ina threaten our survival. Media define leadership, na sura ukiaka front page na improve readership. Ambia wase wa Twitter wa hashtag hii ama hash reality doesn't make a good TT. Commission of inquiry wanakula commission bila kutupa ukweli, ni kubaya baka kukiwa kuzuri unashindwa nini mbaya. Machozi ya perpetrator ineza dilute damu ya victim ilimwagika. After all is said and done, all will be said, nothing will be done. You're not my tribe, but you're my blood type. Lakini it doesn't have to take tragedy to your end.
Sheria. 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 Fuata. Sheria. Sheria. Oh, oh. Sheria. Yeah, yeah. Fuata. Sheria. 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 Oh, oh. Fuata. Sheria. Sheria.
Sheria. Good afternoon. Asante sana. Thank you for joining us. This is Sheria Dive. Flo is on my case. She says I have too much energy today. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I won't tell you why I'm happy, but I'm happy to be alive. So wherever you are out there, I just hope you're having a good time. It's a sunny afternoon. Looks good. Looks like the rains are gone. So for now, sasa tuanze kuvaa vinyasa manze na masandress. That's that type of weather, you know. Karibuni sana. This is Sheria Dive. If you're listening to us for the very first time, this is Sheria Dive. This is a show where we take a deep dive into the law. And get some news for you. Beginning, I believe, next week, we're going to be moving this show to the evening. Wengi wenyu mnasema, sijui kazi, we can't reach you at that time. And I'd like to say kwamba tumesikia malalamishi yenyu, kilio yenyu tumesikia. So we're going to be moving this show to the evening, Monday 5 to 6, and on Saturday 4 to 6. Sawa? But you're going to be getting that on our socials. But karibuni sana, this is Sheria Dive. I'm James WaNjeri, wakili wa hapa Kenya, advocate at the High Court. You know, one of the worst things that can happen to you as a lawyer ni uende pale kotini alafu upate unafanya cross examination. Cross examination ni kuulizana maswali basically. Ni kizungu tu nyingi for asking questions. Alafu upate jamaa anasema mimi hata sijui kizungu, najua Kiswahili. What is a contract in Kiswahili? Why don't you let us know on our socials? That's the question for the day. Umewekewa witness hapo, unaambiwa muulize swali. The question is about the contract. So what is a contract in Kiswahili? That's what I want you to tell me on our socials at Pawa Radio. But today, remember, one of the things we do on this show is we feature an artist. And today we have one of my most favorite artists. He reminds me a lot of growing up. And that is none other than Jua Kali. We're going to be getting some Jua Kali songs coming through. Gen Zs who are listening, some of these songs will probably sound familiar, but you'll wonder why they sound different. Imagine that's the same thing we go through when we hear the beat is Jua Kali. But TikTok, what's that? So you're about to find out where that actually comes from. Some of the beats have been sampled. So Jua Kali, here we go. Ready to listen to Jua Kali. Let me know if you remember some of these songs and how they make you feel. How old do you feel now? This is Pawa Radio.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up.
Siku mingi jo. Kwani nimekewa madawa, siwezi kuacha, kila mali unaenda mina kufuata, siogopi kukuambia mina kupenda, toa wivu nao zao ni kusema sema. Huyo manza alipiga simu mimi hata simjui, mimi nimekuwa studio tulikuwa naye wapi juzi, hizo ni uongo na unajua mlango wangu ikoje, ukitaka kurudi nimeifungua, unasema hapana, huku kilia mimi navumilia, mimi nakazana, after yote siamini bado zaniambia
nakuaga mikwa heri, nami nakutakia laheri, kukupenda mimi siwezi jamani mpenzi kwa heri. Nakuaga mikwa heri, nami nakutakia laheri, kukupenda mimi siwezi jamani mpenzi kwa heri.
Nashughulika kila kitu yangirudi fiti, vile ulipotea tu mtano fulani mechizi, silali kusema ukweli sikuli, kejani vana taskuzi situli, nipige makofi labda naota, manikuache pia menasikia nika nimechoka, kuzitetea palinika mapalisiko, na se tumetupa miaka 6 hivyo, unasema hapana, huku kilia mimi navumilia, mimi nakazana, after yote siamini bado zaniambia
nakuaga mikwa heri, nami nakutakia laheri, kukupenda mimi siwezi jamani mpenzi kwa heri. Nakuaga mikwa heri, nami nakutakia laheri, kukupenda mimi siwezi jamani mpenzi kwa heri.
Hasira nyanieni vana tulia, biashara yetu bado mimi nimeshikilia, na nguvu yangu yote naweza, pesako kuna mali poa nimeiweka, unaweza chuna kadhaa ukitaka, zile zitabaki nunua nazo shamba, lazima tufikie maisha yetu ya mbele, si kila siku kelele.
Tuki wana wewe mambo yako yenda kombo, japo nisonge hapo matatizo yako nakuaga mikwa heri, nami nakutakia laheri, kukupenda mimi siwezi jamani mpenzi kwa heri. Nakuaga mikwa heri, nami nakutakia laheri, kukupenda siwezi jamani mpenzi kwa heri. Tukiwana wewe mambo yako yenda kombo. Japo nisonge hapo matatizo yako yakoma. Nakuaga mi kwa heri nami nakutakia laheri. Kukupenda mi siwezi jamani mpenzi kwa heri.
Kwa heri manze.
Kwa heri nami nakutakia laheri. Kukupenda mi siwezi jamani mpenzi
kwa heri. That is Sanaipe Tande and the one and only Jua Kali. This was one of those collabos that no one ever saw happening because Sana was always singing those nice, groovy R&B-ish songs, you know. And Jua Kali was a guy from Calif. Yani he's gangster. He's gangster like that, you know. So this was a beautiful, beautiful collab. And I believe this song actually came out in the year 2009. Do you believe that? Where were you in 2009? Crickets. That is Koheri by Jua Kali and Sanaipe. Today we're featuring Jua Kali, one of the greatest artists to actually come out of Kenya. Now, those of you may not know this, we used to actually have a serious problem in Kenya because there was a lot of gatekeeping, even in the media and in the radio industry, all right? So artists who are upcoming, artists who are coming from the underground could not get opportunities to actually put their music out there. Why? Because sometimes you had to pay people to play your music in the studios. And there was always this story that one of the big production houses had actually paid one of our leading stations to never play music from the other side. So Jua Kali was one of the first guys from Calif to actually come through. And I remember watching CTA with A-Star. And Jimmy Gath was talking about how he was actually the first person who played a Jua Kali song live on air. And from that moment, things just went up for him. That's Jua Kali and Sanaipe Tande. We're going to be getting another Jua Kali song. Remember, we are featuring Jua Kali today. He's our artist of the day. That was Koheri with Sanaipe Tande. Now, let me know whether you know this next song. Let's go.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Pawa Radio.
California vitu nzuri tunaendelea mbele. Hakuna cha huzuni hapa, furani tele. Kwa wale wamesahau mziki yangu bado ni genge. Kwa wale wanatudharau tafadhali usifanye nicheke. Sitadangana jamani, merudi studio leo na nasikia poa. Na najua mnapenda kusikia sauti yangu, kwa hivyo ngoma poa tu ndo tazidi kutoa. Unatulia nini bana, amka tuzitoke. Unapanguza nini bana, wacha jasho imwagike kote. Ataka kuna ukame tunajituliza na maji baridi. Klemo raundi ameniambia nokute na ngoma mbili mbili. Moral, wacha iwabambe. Na mjipandishe juu ka bendera na mwimbe ngoma ka national anthem. Watu wengi sana wakule raundini atieni pia mi ninone. Safari yangu ngepeleka mbio lakini mama kwenda pole pole. Usifikiri nimechoka, niko na nguvu kazi ile ngombe nyona mtaani. Sitachoka kutafuta majani, sitachoka kuendelea na safari. Wacha mguu zangu zitembee, wasanii wote wa nguvu wa pepe. Kimaisha na kila kitu wanafanya ni bidii, utafika pale unataka. Hata nikigonga so bado mziki zangu zitaacha kusambaza. Nimeamka chali yangu na sioni tena chalala. Weka mattress kando tunaenda kazi, weka stress kando mambo kwe safi. Moral watu wangare, moral watu watambe. Na mjipandishe juu ka bendera na mwimbe ngoma ka national anthem. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako. Ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako. Ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Bidii yangu imelazimishwa watu wengi sukari utamu isishuke. Nikipanda tafana vile roho yangu inataka. Sitapotea tena nikiona wengine wakitukata. Pilipili ni aje sikuje nisaidie kwa kamata. Lakini sijui itakuaje tukiwa roga sana. Sijui atajisaidiaje tukiwa bonda sana. Tuwafundisha kupumzisha nyundo na bado weze kuflex mkono vizuri. Kuingia gym kupanua kifua kiasi na kupumua vizuri.
Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka. Nataka tu heshima yako, nataka tu furaha yako, ndio ujue mahali bidii yangu imetoka.
And you know, that's just the reality. Kuna watu wajui pali bidii yako imetoka bana. Wanataka tu kukutreat hivi kama mse ordinary. And it's not right. It's not right. Nataka tu heshima yako. And you know, that's one of those things in this country bana. You have to really demand for your respect. Kuna watu wako na madharau sana hii Kenya yetu. That's Juakali and Mahatma. Nataka tu heshima yako. And I think we need to bring Juakali and ask him whether this was a diss to those guys who are refusing to play his music those days. You know, people are working really hard. I don't know if you've ever had to deal with people who are just... Yani I'm just going to get in this person's way. I'm going to frustrate you. I'm going to make sure you don't get what you need to get. You know? Such kind of people, that's some negative energy. And we're killing that negative energy. This is Power Radio, Sheria Dive right here. Today we're featuring Juakali as our artist of the day. Then, when we get into the second hour, we are talking about happily never after. Divorce in Kenya. No one actually gets married hoping to divorce. But you know, life bana inakwanga vitu zingine, they're just either inevitable or they just catch you by surprise. So why would someone divorce? When can they divorce? What does the law actually provide? And what happens to all the property you got together before that divorce? All right, that's what we're going to be talking about today. But for now, let's get another song from our artist of the day, Juakali. Juakali. That was Bidii Yangu. So Flozi was coming next. Ngeli ni Genge. Let's go.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hapa tunacheza na maneno. Nandika Ivaska nkona njaa, nenda kupika bila makaa, na waita na mnakata, mnasema kanisa na mavitana, kushiba ni baada ya sala, kuiba na usikuizi ni bala, utagezwa kima na makusaga, pika hivi tunamanga, skuma chumvi na kauganga, chuma ngumi teke kada, boksa vumbi na makamba, toka nyuki asali changa, koma kumi utashanga, ama stima zitazima, twende kwa kina Farida, cheke ina kwa mafinga. Hapa tunacheza na maneno, ngelinia kenge. Hapa tunacheza na maneno, ngelinia kenge. Nataka ukepoa kakina, Fatia, Halima na Iva, watoto wazuri, ndoto nzuri uisha, kome zote kabisa, ukasanya moto kapatia, bahati mbaya ukashikwa, mabati waya ukapigwa, mashati za wanga zikeshia, chukua zengine waze kupima, vua pengine ni yapita, beste yangu mtoshida, himete ni yangu etuliza, unajua kifisi na ujalikuwa, unapokea dishi na ijapikwa, chakula ni bichi na ijaiva, tuma siste silima njiva, lakini chunga vla tajiva. Hapa tunacheza na maneno, ngelinia kenge. Hapa tunacheza mashuka na mambuyu kwao ni kushanga, dudu zao zinaamka, ndugu kibao wanatafuna, mamadha huku wanashtuka, anya huyu utajuta, kama sumu inaua, maziwa iko tutakunywa, kama njumu zinatupa, kabisa tutakata kuvua, matope kila mali panguza, pole pole ngazi tunashuka, pole kakazi ya sumbua, mwisho ganji itengia, vitisho ngapi watasikia, genge damu California out here, hapa tunacheza na maneno, ngelinia genge, hapa tunacheza na maneno, ngelinia genge, hapa tunacheza na maneno, ngelinia genge, hapa tunacheza na maneno, ngelinia genge.
Ngeli ni ya genge, that's Jua Kali. Now, if you were not there in that period, hizo mamiaka, this is early 2000s, to mid 2000s. There was this thing called a battle between Kapuka and Genge. Genge was coming from Eastlands. This was Caliph Records. And of course, Kapuka ilikuwa huku kwingine, Ogopa DJs and the groups, you know? So, the Caliph artists were really trying to push that Genge story. So today, actually, when you look at urban tone, you look at that kind of music, it has its roots in Genge because that's actually where that sound started from, and it evolved slowly over time. Ngeli ni ya Genge, that's Jua Kali. How many more songs, Flozy? 1, 2? 2 more songs, all right? Let's get another Jua Kali song. He's our featured artist of the day. And remember, when we come back, we'll be talking about the divorce process in Kenya. What does that look like? You know, can you just wake up and be divorced? Or is there actually a process behind it? That's what we're going to be talking about. But for now, it's a good time. So let's get some good music.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Jua Kali. Genge jina ni bamba mbaya, yani mziki, yani ukisikia ni muziki ya sijui aje, nikanipige nduru kiasi, watu mnajua ni aje, kitu yoyote taambia leo, utanijibu tu. Maisha yangu tamu siku hizi narukia mbala kimama kituliza, kabla pombe niwe tabidi mwacha kabisa ama naanze kuikunywa. Ona venywele zangu zimerefuka mpaka watu waniambia zipunguze. Walikuwa na furaha nimeacha ngoma sababu nimepotea. Ngoma ni mingi, ngoma si na zote ziko poa kama mtelemekiwa mnazi ama imegusiwa. Kengo mimi nakubamba basi ukatike neke na kushika songeze sauti ya tenze. Chukua chali yako, chukua manzi yako, mweke karibu sitoke naye. Leo hata sitaki tupe mkono, juu mimi nitingishie tu kichwa yako. Sitaki ukatike sana mpaka uvunje mguu, nisaidie tu kuimba. Tujana walinishike kabidi nimwachia yao. Best yangu akaanza kubishana nao, akanamazishwa na mambao. Chali yangu jisikia manene ya watu wana huruma hata. Juzi gari ya mafuta ikaanguka, so naangalia watu wakiva. Nyama choma kila mali, kachumbari poa lakini ongeze kitunguu. wale wameponewa wapeleke usio watatibiwa na madaktari. Hao wengine wakuja job wanasema leo hajamaliziwa ile ganzi yao. Usipotibiwa saa utaona tu maisha yako kikuacha. Lakini sio na wasiwasi, tarudi tu baada ya madakika. Hebu niambie upande mwingine ni kupoa ama ni kubaya hivi? Kumetulia ama watu wanaungua ama watu wanaiva hivi? Nasikia raha so wamechanuka siku hizi, ngoma mbazi sikizi hata. Pia nasikia raha unaweza chinjia manzi siku hizi hata kani mzee wako. Kabla niende kumuona lazima nipige nguo pasi nzipake mafuta, na kikishe ngoza safi na kasi matao mfukoni nikiwa na ganzi hata. Leo lazima nijukana nipenda sana ama labda ananichukia. Lazima nijukata za misha yote ama tayekelea. Akikataa nachana naenda kutafuta mwingine msupa tu, na najua tapata. Kiswahili yangu ni mambo yote hapa kuna cha lugha. After hiyo tunakuta vitu mchana tunatulia.
Kiasi. Yeah, there you go. That's Kiasi by Jua Kali. Hey, manze. Ngoma zanipeleka mbali sana. They remind me of a better time when there was no motor vehicle tax. Oh my God. Zakayo, manze. Ay, bana. Let's get some more music. What next?
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Siri,
maisha inatubamba si siri.
Si siri.
Mungu mimi nashukuru pale umetufikisha na blessings zote umetupatia. Kufika miaka 30 si mchezo, kufika hapa mali tumefika si mchezo. Na kumka tukifuta mpaka mguu inauma, tukikula sukuma mpaka tumbo inafura, ama tukikaa boss babu ngome imetushika. Hiyo ni sauti yangu kwa CD burudia. Hatuna mashine alipia studio time, Clement tuko na tours ya kurekodi acha ni run. Hizi vocals na sound safi, time kuisha na mixing ngoma mtaani. Mungu ametubless kuna keyboard yetu sahi, ametubless kuna studio yetu sahi, ametubless na zisimamia sahi, na ametubless zaidi na masikio watu mtaani. Wewe si unajua vile kufresha watu ni ngumu, kwa hivyo kabla tutenge ngoma nashukuru Mungu na familia zetu kutupatia nguvu na kusimama nyuma yetu kwa industry sumu. Tuna hustle jamaa chuki na nini, tunajaribu jamaa mangumi za nini. Mapromote wengine ndio wako na njaa, kwanza busi wanavuka boda kajagwa. Haina noma mkumbuka mvumilivu, akijiamini sana yeye ulambivu. Wanasema kope toko na sisi, account za nyemelea amili. Maisha inatubamba si siri. Si siri. Maisha inatubamba si siri. Si siri. Siringi. Si siri. Siringi. Hey. Tuwa tulipata D- kwa life tulikuwa less, God akatupa B ikawa blessing. Jeans bagi Marvin walidhani kwa kichwa Marvin. Tuko range 4.6, shati imelaliwa na crucifix, shati imelalia God within. Hatujavunja law isipokuwa ya gravity. Tuna fly nikati tuliokota fedha moja kwa wing ya Angel Gabrieli. Price ya mimi Bill Gates na bagain nina take msalaba damu stay nipasuke mara mbili ka. Hey, hey. Sasa sisi sasa vipi sabla suwingi cheka kipara kinya kinyozi
Nika nywele inamea kwa kichwa pekee. Warembo wana breathe wa nyingi, wana extra rib. Si excuse nikifail, na come through times 2 nita have cool. Nasiati, kagagbo wa Ivory Coast. Sisiri, Sisiri, Siringi, Sisiri, Siringi.
Maisha inatubamba sisiri,
Sisiri,
maisha inatubamba sisiri,
Sisiri,
maisha inatubamba sisiri,
Sisiri.
maisha inatubamba sisiri.
Siri, that's Giuliani and Juakali. And you know they're Kenyans. If they started a business, they'd call it J&J. No? Flozi amecheka, so it's funny. I don't care. There you go. Asanteni sana. We've come to the second hour of this show, and this is a time where we have a serious discussion. We take a deep dive into some of the legal matters in Kenya. Today we're talking about happily never after. Close your eyes with me. Imagine, all right? It's your wedding day. You know, if you're the dude, you're standing there at the front with the pastor, okay? You hear the song, din, 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 din. And there comes your bride walking down. You wait for them, you know. If you really love her, you're gonna cry, okay? If you're not crying, think about your life, you know. Then you get married, and for some reason things don't work out at some point, and so you're wondering, how is it that this thing was supposed to be to last forever, but how is it that we've now come to the place where I'm beginning to feel like hii haiwezi enda venye nataka iende? Well, luckily for you, you don't have to be stuck in a marriage you don't want to be in, because the law of Kenya provides for a way out for you. Now, the most important thing to know is that under Kenya's constitution, all parties to a marriage are equal at the point of marriage. So what does this mean? This means that when you get into a marriage, okay, ni kama mnaanzia zero. All right? So if you came with property into the marriage, that is your property. Whatever you get within the marriage, that now forms part of the property that has been obtained during marriage. And I'm saying this because I'm going to be dealing with this later, because every time we talk about divorce, there's always a question of what happens to all the property. Maybe you invested together. I'm going to say, I supported this man. You know the way chicks say, I built this guy. I invested into him. And then ukimuuliza, how did you invest? I bought him an Arsenal jersey. You know. Anyway, for marriage, it's different. When you're talking about investments, it has to be real investment. All right? So, Kenya basically recognizes several types of marriage. We have 5 different types of marriages in Kenya. Number 1, we have Christian marriages. Christian marriages means that you went to the church, you were prayed for by the pastor, and you signed the certificate, okay? Then we have civil marriages. Civil marriages is when you hear guys say, me nilienda kwa AG, na nikasign huko ma documents. So you never went before a pastor or anything. So you just went to the Attorney General's chambers and they gave you the forms, you signed, and ukaambiwa, congratulations, you are now married. Then number 3, we have customary law marriages. These are those marriages where someone went for a orasho, okay? Mkawana, familia zikakutana, you had a discussion, everyone was happy, and you said, yay, that's it, that works. Then number 4, we have Hindu marriages. Now, these apply to those who are getting married under the Hindu religious system. Sawa. And then finally, number 5, we have marriages under Islamic law. So let's talk about Christian marriages. Now, here, a party to the marriage must have what you call destination. This is one of those grounds that inakwanga very, very tough pale kotini, okay? I've heard of cases where someone comes and says, my husband was asking me to do things that are ungodly. They are not godly at all. So, for instance, someone says, My husband was telling me to have, for instance, oral sex with him. And for me, I feel that is ungodly. The court has to determine, is that depraved behavior? Okay? But you can imagine now, if you have a spouse, for instance, who decides they want to bring an animal into the bed. I guess people have kinks and all this. But there are some kinks that are considered depravity under the law. And someone can actually petition for divorce, especially if you're doing some crazy and nasty, nasty things in the bedroom. So always get consent from your partner that they are agreeing to whatever it is you want to do, because they can easily get a divorce if the court finds that the behavior you've engaged in is depraved, right? These things out here. But the court, if it is convinced that that is depravity, will give that divorce. And finally, irretrievable breakdown of the marriage. Now, it's a very general term, but it's a term that works. Why? Because you come to court and say the relationship has irretrievably broken down. You don't need to go into so many details. You're simply saying this relationship cannot work the way it is. The court will actually not ask you a lot of questions. If you say it has irretrievably broken down, that's good. So one of the things we always advise people as lawyers is, if you want to divorce your spouse, be a nasty and a messy divorce, just come and say irretrievable breakdown of the marriage, and the court will just agree. But you can imagine now, if you come once they could spill the beans apple, you can have it your way depending on what you want, because some people also will use that court process as a way of healing or something, or maybe trying to get back to their person. But it's always advisable, if the relationship has now gotten to the point where it's ending, it's best to either, one, end it as peacefully as possible, or two, if you're going to oppose it, you oppose it. Now, this is the other thing. Simply because you've petitioned for divorce does not mean you're going to get it. The other side can actually come to court and say, no, whatever I'm being accused of, I did not do. And remember, in court, we say everything rises and falls on evidence. So if you're going to say your spouse was committing adultery, then you need to provide sufficient proof of that adultery. Sawa. When we come back, we're going to be talking about civil marriages. How do civil marriages break down? What are some of the reasons that would lead to the breakdown of a civil marriage? This is Sheria Dive on Power Radio. Remember, you can always reach out to us on the socials. I see we have a comment here on what a contract is in Kiswahili. Mtu amesema mkataba. Huo ni mtu amegoogle tu. Google bana cannot help you. It's not mkataba. Although mkataba is a contract, but it sounds it's like a government contract, What is contract in Kiswahili? That is the question you were asking earlier, because we're talking about the break of that contract called marriage, because it's two parties coming together and committing to life together forever. So, when you come back, civil marriages, you went to the AGs and you signed documents. What are the grounds that would lead to the failure of that marriage?
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
You've been telling me all the time, going round in circles in your mind. Do you really see how I love you? Cause if you disappear, I'll be in trouble. You say you're fine, I know you're lying, but you try to hide it well. You try to hide it. I will waste your time. Would you be mine? All I ask for you in return is, baby, smile for me. I wanna see you smile. I wanna see you come alive. Smile for me. Cause baby, when you smile, you bring me back to life. I got you, I'm gonna hold you. Don't give your life to no one else. This summer, I don't wanna be solo. if I go looking for you. Usinivunje moyo. Destiny is taking a hold on me. Are you really there for me? Am I just a memory? Baby, smile for me. I wanna see you smile. I wanna see you come alive. Smile for me. 'Cause baby, when you smile, you bring me back to life. So baby, smile for me. I wanna see you smile. I wanna see you come alive. Smile for me. 'Cause baby, when you smile, you bring me back to life. I'm with you right now.
That is Mr. Savara. But you guys, how are you feeling the Sauti Sol breakup? How are you taking the music of the individual artists? I think Bien is doing well. That was Savara. Very nice song there. I don't know how you guys are handling that. Najua mafanza Sauti Sol, but it's almost like a cult. Huh? Are you hurting? Guys, are you hurting out there? Do we put together a petition to bring back Sauti Sol? Well, that can be done. Now, civil marriages. Remember we talked about civil marriages where we said this is where you go to the office of the registrar of marriages, or kama ni uko counties unaenda pale kwa district commissioner. Does that DC still exist? I think now it will be probably the county commissioner, and you just put your signatures there and you are told congratulations, you've been married. Now, civil marriage in Kenya, all right, is monogamous, just like a Christian marriage. Monogamous means you cannot marry more than one. A marriage consists of two people only, and they have to be members of the opposite sex. That's in the constitution. In Kenya, we do not allow yet the marriage of same-sex couples, but I know we're going to be seeing some developments on that somewhere down the road. But for now, that is the law. Now, the grounds for dissolution of a civil marriage are the same as that of a Christian marriage, right? So I was talking about adultery, we're talking about depravity, we're talking about cruelty, all that, desertion, irretrievable breakdown. Now, the difference is that when you're in a civil marriage, you can only petition after 3 years. You can only petition for divorce after 3 years of being married, all right? Now, some judges have held this to be unconstitutional, unfair. That law is still there. Some of them have not agreed with it and have basically gone ahead to ignore it. But yeah, that's the law. Now, when is a marriage considered to be irretrievably broken down? As in hii imeisha kabisa, okay? Now, one, if the parties have been separated for at least 2 years. So maybe for a period of 2 years, you guys have been separated, you've been living apart, you've not actually been together. And then, if a spouse has been sentenced to imprisonment for a term of more than 7 years, if your husband or wife is in jail for more than 7 years, that is a ground, okay, where you can bring in irretrievable breakdown of that marriage. Unasema bana, miaka 7 ni nyingi, vunja hii kitu ishe. Or where a spouse suffers from incurable insanity, okay? If your spouse is insane and that insanity cannot be resolved through the intervention of doctors or, medical assistants, then that one has irretrievably broken down and you can go ahead to get your divorce. Now, the other type of marriage you have are customary marriages. These are marriages celebrated in accordance with the customs and with the practices of the ethnic communities that either party to the marriage belongs to. Sawa sawa. So this is where watu wameka, what's that song? Umenikalia chapati. That's the idea for that song. You've gone to the home of the girl to take the dowry, right? And I think actually we're going to play that song next. Okay, so here you have to show, for that marriage to exist, you have to show that ceremony occurred, okay? The ceremony occurred, those gifts were exchanged, the bride price, all that. Now, the grounds for dissolution of a customary marriage are similar to that of civil and Christian marriage, all right? With the added provision, of course, that the law agrees that any other ground for divorce under the customs of that particular community will also apply. I know there are some communities where ukiingia kwa wizi umekuwa mwizi, hiyo ni divorce. Unaambiwa umeleta wizi kwa familia. Hataki hiyo maneno yako. Alright? So that can happen. That's customary marriages for you and how they come to an end. When we come back, we talk about Hindu marriages and Islamic marriages. And then I'm going to be telling you some stories of things that have happened in court. And you are not going to believe some of the things you'll actually hear. But for now, Sura yako muzuri mama. Let's go.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Rorasho loading. Today is that day for Rorasho. By the way, if you call your partner na unasikia huko watu wanapiga mavigelegele, na unasikia pipi, and the cows are mooing, na nakwambia ati ni kasherehe kadogo. Ha! You better call 999. Police. Wakuja wakusaidie because hiyo ni Rorasho na mtu wako anaenda manzi. Just as you can see live. So we're talking about divorce in Kenya. You've been married. Now, depending on the form of marriage that you have, there'll be several reasons that would lead to divorce. We've talked about Christian marriages. We've talked about civil marriages. We've talked about customary marriages. And now we are in Hindu marriages. If you have married under Hindu marriage system, you can divorce on the following grounds. Number one, if the marriage has irretrievably broken down. Number two, where the other party has deserted you for at least 3 years before the making of the divorce petition. 3 years, okay? Umetokwa for 3 years. You've been ghosted for a 3-year period. Then number three, we say where the other party has converted to another religion. This is very important because if you get married under Hindu system, if one of you converts, let's say, to Christianity, that is a ground for divorce, all right? Now, the number four is that where, since the celebration of the marriage, since you got married, the other party has committed rape, sodomy, bestiality, or adultery. Okay, they're very specific here. Of course, rape is forceful sex with someone who does not want to have sex with you. Sodomy is sex through the anus, isn't it? And bestiality is sex with an animal. And of course, adultery is sex with someone who is not your spouse. So under the Hindu system, if you do any of those four things, then that's a ground for divorce. Of course, number five is that the other party has committed cruelty to the other. And number six, the other party has committed exceptional depravity on the other person. Exceptional depravity, guys. You know, some of the things you guys are doing as kinks, it's just depravity. And you need to know this. So make sure you're doing them with someone who is consenting to that all along. Otherwise, remember, if you've consented to those things, you cannot then come to court and say, hapa kulikuwa na depravity. No. You'll be told, hey, so ulitikia. Ama iko nini? Good. Now we talk about Islamic marriages. Of course, Islamic marriages means that you are marrying under Islamic law. Now, the Marriage Act does not set down grounds for dissolution of an Islamic marriage, okay? Section 71 of the Marriage Act only states that dissolution of an Islamic marriage shall be governed by Islamic law. Such divorce processes are processed and presided over by the Qadhi courts. So if you're a Muslim, you go to the Qadhi court with your petition and the chief Qadhi listens to you and then they make a determination. It's important to note as well that to go before the Qadhi court, both of you must agree to appear before the Qadhi court. Sawa. And both of you must be professing the Islamic religion. You could be a Muslim, but you refuse to go before the Qadhi court. That is actually allowed under the law. And you say, mimi wacha niende tu irregular. I just deal with this other regular matter. Now, earlier we were talking about annulment and divorce. And I think I'm seeing some of you are shocked that if you are not having sex in the marriage, or if you've never consummated the marriage, then you can actually divorce. That's a ground. You cannot divorce. That's a ground for annulment. So I'm going to be just getting us on what is an annulment and what is a divorce. Now, when you annul something, essentially what you're saying is that this thing was actually never there in the first place. Okay? This is governed under Section 73 of the Marriage Act. Now, annulment also has its own proceedings in court. Once the order is given annulling the marriage, the court simply states that the marriage did not exist in the first place. You were never married. So, what are some of the grounds for annulment of a marriage? Number one, the marriage has not been consummated since celebration. So what happens if you've had sex once in 3 years? That was consummated. So now, if you want to set it aside, just go and say, nimefanywa cruelty. Eh? I have been starved. Starved. My Lord, I have been starved. And sasa koti iseme, hey, okay. We probably need to step in here and free you to go out there and find more joy elsewhere, you know? But that will be through a divorce. So remember, annulment only happens when there was never any consummation that happened. Number two, where at the time of the marriage, without their knowledge, either party was in a prohibited relationship. This happens sometimes where you find, your father, being your father, he decided akichapa zile ma business trips za kuenda huko huko Bungoma, amezurura huko. He found a chick there and impregnated her. We mmekuja uni, mmepatana na mdemu, mmemnoki, Unasema, we're going to get married now, you know. Then you discover Allah, father ni father manzi. That's a prohibited relationship. Siblings cannot marry each other, okay, in Kenya. First cousins cannot marry each other as well. Those are prohibited relationships. However, under the Hindu system, cousins can actually marry each other. So if you're marrying under the Christian system or the civil system as cousins, it cannot happen, but it is allowed under the Hindu system of marriage. So just so you know, Patel and his cousin. There you go. Now, in the case of monogamous marriages, if one of the parties was already married to another person, then it is annulled. Why is it annulled? Because if you're already married and it's a monogamous union, then you can't have gotten into it. So the law treats it as if there was never any marriage in the first place. So. Now, number 4 is that the petitioner's consent was not freely given. The petitioner is a person who's going to court and they say, my consent was not given. I was forced to get into this marriage. You know, this happens. There's a friend of mine who impregnated a chick and the father of the girl came to his house. Akaekelea panga kwa meza. Akamwambia kijana, utaoa huyu msichana ama nitakukatakata. Hey! Jama bana, he was fearing for his life, so he said, it's fine. So someone like that can come and say, my heart was never even in this thing. I was never here. You know, I did not consent to this. So that can be annulled. Because remember, parties to a marriage must consent. So if there was never any consent, then you annul because there was never any capacity to enter into that marriage. So, number 5, a party to the marriage was absent at the time of celebration of the marriage. In Kenya, you cannot marry someone if they are not present with you. There's no marriage over Zoom. Okay? There's no marriage virtually over a phone call. Hakuna, both of you must be present and you must both be there. We can all see you and we have witnesses. So if a party was absent at the time of the celebration of the marriage, then that does not happen. That's why you'll see, I don't know if you've ever seen these things where maybe the bride is pregnant and then she's about to give birth hapo kwa kanisa. Hey, wanaambiwa hebu saini hizi ma documents haraka before ende uzae because akishatoka hapo ni hivyo. That thing is done. Okay? So both of you have to be present. Okay? Now, another ground for annulment is that at the time of the marriage and without the knowledge of the husband, the wife was pregnant and the husband is not responsible for the pregnancy. Okay? So if the woman you're marrying is pregnant with another man's child at the time of that marriage and you are not aware of it as a man, then that marriage is annulled. Okay? Completely on the spot. Sawa. DNA services ziko huko nje. Kama unajishuku manze, there's only one way to go about that. And finally, at the time of the marriage, without the knowledge of the petitioner, the other party suffered from incurable bouts of insanity. Insanity is a big thing because remember, if you're insane, you lack capacity. So if you did not know this person, Akwangi, they're not all there, you know? And it's incurable, bouts of insanity. And I guess this could happen, especially when the marriage is arranged. You know, you've only met on that day at the wedding. Then mka sign up ukifika kejani manze unapata we it's a different story altogether. This is an insane person. So for that ground, it can be annulled. All right? Hey, tumeongea sana. Let's get some music and then I'm going to tell you a story of a divorce I was actually involved in court and how that went. This is a story you want to listen to. But for now, let's get some music.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Everywhere I go, yanzie buru hamza inako hasta na saka mkwanja sina do inabaki tu ni smoke ya cash na ina blow choking my core, feeling the thrill deep down in my core. I keep it real, don't know why fakers keep on knocking my door. Oh, Joey wanna miss now, ule msichana hardcore. These streets we banded, give them another ghetto under. Stim zip under, give them another ghetto under. These streets we banded, give them another ghetto under.
najipanga ninyoe akili nywele sina taban kikoe they want to spoil they plot and ploy give them kicks me tie punchlines ki floor do atana dawa sinyoe oh atana panga sinyoe sifungi taban kikoe labda tuko fair captain na boy these streets we burn them yeah another get another skim skim zipande another get another these streets we burn them yeah another get another skim skim zipande another get another skim skim zipande skim skim zipande you're so ridiculous, yeah. You're so ridiculous, yeah. You're so mannerless, yeah. You're so ridiculous, yeah. You're so ridiculous, yeah. Oh, feel the heat when we come through. Steam. Feel the heat when we come through. Stim, panda. Stim, panda, panda.
Stim ipande. That's phenomenal. Now, one day, this guy filed a petition at the High Court in Nairobi seeking to divorce his wife. Among many other grounds was irreconcilable differences. All right? So the case continues. They come for mention every now and then. This was before COVID, before courts went online. All right? We were all in physical court. So the day for the hearing of the petition, all right? We are all in court. The file is called out. The petitioner is called. He's nowhere to be found. The lawyer says, I don't know where my client is. Please put the file aside, then I can look for him. Suddenly the wife shoots up and says, Your Honor, najua kwenye yako. Yeah. So the judge says, hey, ako wapi? Ako huko chini koti ya criminal, ako na kesi ingine huko. So the judge asks, and how do you know this? Situlikuwa na yeye hata lilala kwangu jana. Eh? What? Yes. Judge was like, okay, I'm going to place the file aside as we wait for this gentleman to come. Sasa the rest of us tutoka kotini kweli. Hiyo chai inachemka tukiangalia hivi. We all sat down and waited for this gentleman to come. When the file was called out, the petitioner was called. This guy shows up in court. They are wearing the exact same outfit. Wamevaa kitenge wote bana, and it's the same kitenge. And the guy confirms, yes, I was with this woman. Hata tumelala. We've been in the house together the entire week. Jamaa kaambiwa, divorce not granted. Those are not actions of someone who wants to get divorced. Yeah, so remember, if you're coming to get divorced and you guys are still hapo mnasaidiana, it cannot work. It just cannot work. That's it on divorce and getting divorced in Kenya. What are those requirements? Now, remember, if you have property together, the law in Kenya is that you must show the contribution you've made. All right? Even if you're a house help, if you're a housewife, during the period of the marriage, the law is clear that does not mean you contributed nothing, because contribution cannot just be monetary, right? You raise this guy's kids, you created a favorable work environment, you help him manage his stress, all those things. So the court will actually assign a value to that. But where you've actually put money together towards a project, it's important that you're able to show the court, this is the money I put in and this is the money they put in. So it's not simply a question of 50-50. In Kenya, we do not have 50-50 distribution of property after divorce. No. You actually receive based on the amount of contribution that you can show. So this is not to put doubt in your mind, but it's just to tell you, even when you're doing projects together, it's good that you're able to show money was coming from here to go there. This is the money I put in, all that. And then that will help you in the event that you have property that you need to be distributed amongst you. Sindio, let's get some music, and then when they come, we'll be looking at some of the comments online and on our socials at Power Radio, and then we can bring this to a close. We go have a nice Saturday afternoon to Jibambe, because tomorrow Arsenal is winning the Premier League. Oh, Arsenal fans, Mungu atusaidie.
Power Radio. Power up.
You look so good in my oversized t-shirt. Is it pink or is it blue? Ukitaka we t-shirt. All your life misunderstood. Iyo yote ni maisha. Now they wishing they were you. Dancing in my t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt.
Move your body, get closer. Morning baby looking sexy in my boxer. Sijana siku tulikesha. Iso beshi na room ya mwenye taosha. Bounce that bam 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 bam. Have you ever danced with a dancer? Don't worry, any chance umepata. Bust down, don't stop, show off. Washa kimoja basi baby ndo to take off.
Don't take it off, I like how you moving. Showing me that body. Say what you want, I'll give it to you, yeah. You don't feel like talking. Ooh, you take it down low. Bring that back, I wanna see some more, yeah. You know you look so fine, so fine. I wanna see you when you whine. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt.
I like it how you move this ass. Inside my Gucci shirt, mina jua ukidunga utarudisha. Baby girl you moving fast, ni movie. Nguo zako ziko kete ulisha moving. Na mimi sijui ushakuwa rumi. Unakuwa ngaro juu. French kisses, I'm only telling you bonjour.
I like the way you move too fast. Come baby come, we can take it slower. If you like it, don't make it fast. If I don't, baby come, I don't want this over. Your body on me, come baby come, show me how you play. We can go down night in today. You don't wanna leave, baby, that's okay. Like
ready or not, here we go. Baby, please don't you leave me. Tell me you're not, tell me you go. I don't wanna live like this, no.
move your body, move your body. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt, baby. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized tee. In my oversized tee. In my oversized tee, baby. Oh. In my plain white tee, baby. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized tee, baby. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized tee, move your body, move your body. In my plain white tee. Oh no, move your body, move your body. Oh no, no, no.
You better move your body. That's Vara. And I want to set you free so that you can go move your body. It's Saturday. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out there. We've come to the end of this show. Thank you for keeping us company. We appreciate you from all of us here in studio. Thank you for joining us on Power Radio on Sheria Dive. And remember, as we've said, beginning next week, we're going to be moving this show to the evening. So I don't know if there's going to be Sheria Drive now. We're thinking about it, okay? We're thinking about it. So let's see if Flozy likes Sheria Drive, because she's our director in here, and you're in charge of this program, and we appreciate Flozy and everyone, all the crew and all the guys at Power Radio. Thank you so much for making this possible. I just want to wish you a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and please, wherever you are, pray for Arsenal, because tomorrow, man, if Arsenal win the league, my gosh, did you raise you happy, brother? Eh? Do you think it can happen? Do you think it can happen? Anyway, that's football for you. God bless you. Have a lovely weekend. And please be safe. Take care of yourself. Remember, the government is still collecting your views on the Finance Act 2024. So please give your views so that we need to strike down some of those taxes, especially your motor vehicle tax, battery. But I've just seen that batteries will double When you buy a car battery, it will double, man, because they've introduced a new tax at 750 shillings per kg. Imagine, if you buy a 10 kg battery, that's 7,500 more. And of course, that amount is going to be taken up by you. So please, we need to come together and we need to say no to this taxation. So, asanteni sana. God bless you. From us here on Sheria Dive on Power Radio, it's love, love, and nothing but love.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Tunapita kama moshi na kabla tuzame mchangani, kuna kushinda na kufeli. Inabidi ujijue tofauti ya mwalimu na mwanafunzi ni ujuzi na ujuaji. Oh, it's unbelievable that we make it this far. Undeniable, we see the promised land from afar, and it's so beautiful. No, they can't touch the fire, and you know it's not in vain. Steady tripping through the pain. Oh, man. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. On the midnight train. Siku zazidi badilika, mengi yazidi kunipita jama. Oh no, maji yalipozidi unga, hawakudhani tutafika. It's unbelievable that we made it this far. Undeniable to see the promised land from afar. So beautiful, they gon' know who we are. They keep on walking in the rain. Kuna blessings in the pain. Whoa. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady, ready, 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 ready. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion, to Zion. It's on our road to Zion. Nothing will ever deny us. Whatever it takes, keep on rocking. Whatever it takes, keep on moving. To Zion, to Zion, to Zion. Yeah, 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 yeah. Rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion, to Zion, to Zion. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion.